this is Jewelry Jelly here with a new friend that is just out of frame. So this here is a ABS BJD, so not made out of resin, but out of ABS plastic. It is from Kika Goods, and it is a rainbow witch bunny, which is a weird combination nonetheless, but what led me to get her was the fact that somebody at the doll photo shoot at the convention that I recently went to, they had with them a version of this that was the gothic black and white version, and unfortunately they only had the rainbow version left on Kika's Goods, so decided to buy it anyway because, I mean, look it. So this is Pippin. She has rainbow beans. She has a little broom that she flies on. And this little slice of wood is a doll stand. Her shoes are directly glued on top of it. And she has a tail. Well, she actually has two tails. She has a little plastic tail that plugs into a socket on the back of her body. And it goes with another outfit that I have for her. It actually came in. But yeah, it is very cute. It is very heavy and very cute. Alright, so we are going back to the world of a Marbles Muse. And let's load up our game. Soon enough, I'm at the track field and I get off the bus. I stand around looking across the field. I immediately spot the lilies and roll towards them. However, as I get closer, I notice a few things that set off alarms in my head. I take a look at the bleachers hoping he would be there again. He's not. What I see instead is Orion Pet crying into Trumpet's glassy body, his teammates around him, trying their best to provide comfort and support. What the hell happened? Does it have something to do with Lilko? Guys, what's going on? Oh God, Clark! The world is ending! My dream of being on the big screen so Mama can see her little boy get a gold medal! So, just to give you guys all a recap, Clark, the marble in a beret, pronouns they, them, or just marble, they are going around the city in Liliana to find themselves a muse in order to get out of their artist's block. They have a best friend from childhood, Lilko, who is trying to train with his teammates for Marble Palooza. There is also Tony and his toddler daughter, who got an explanation about being non-binary after he thought that it had something to do with math. There's also a heavy metal rocker, and there is for the lack of a better term, a mafia princess. And there is also a mysterious ninja who may or may not be the most socially awkward convenience store clerk ever. Anyway, let's get back to the story. Ah! Orion Pet's tears flow out like a burst of water that just broke a dam. It's going to be okay, Ori. You'll be going to the Marble Palooza soon. Turk playfully pushes himself into Orion Pet, trying to calm him down as best he can. However, the tears keep flowing. Clark, what the hell is going on with Lilko? What did you say to him yesterday? I back up a couple of inches away from Asiatic. What did I do? Whoa, slow down. Why are you yelling at me? I only asked him what was going on. That's all, I promise. What did he tell you? He was telling me about how he felt like crap, how he wasn't good enough to go to the Marble Palooza. Are you serious? I wish he had told us that before he quit the team. Wait, what? He quit the team? I thought we could tell each other anything. I thought of us as a family. But I guess not, because after practice yesterday, he completely blindsided us when he announced that he was going to quit the team. He didn't even tell me that he was planning to quit. If he wasn't going to tell me, he sure as hell wasn't going to tell his teammates. We asked why, and he didn't tell us. I turned to Trumpet, whose voice is a mix of concern and anger. He just left us high and dry. Lilko. Now, because of him, we really have no chance of going to the Marble Palooza. We need a team of 5. But what about Lilko? What about how he feels? God, the next time I see him, I'm gonna knock some sense into that marble. I've never seen Asiatic like this before. He's always so calm and collected. He was basically Lilko's right-hand man. I get that he's angry, and he has every right to be. I would be pissed if I was in his situation. But he needs to understand Lilko's frustrations too. After all, I'm the only one who has some insight into what's going on with him. Lilko could be depressed for all I know, and being angry at him will only make it worse. Okay, so we're gonna either calm Asiatic down or let Asiatic vent. So 1 to 3 is calm him down, 4 to 6 is let him vent. Alright, and we rolled a 5, so we are going to let him vent. I should let him get his anger out. If he sees Lilko later, he might let it out all on him, and I'd like to avoid a fight of any kind if possible. Lilko doesn't need that right now. I stand there watching Asiatic pace back and forth, clearly stressed. I swear, I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind later. We can just get someone... Do you realize how stupid that suggestion is, Trumpet? Trumpet jumps, surprised by the anger being targeted at him now. We are nothing without Lilko. This team isn't the Lilies without Lilko. He's the reason we're here today. I want all of us to go to the Marblepalooza, like we promised. I don't want it to be just us four and some random dope off the street. Why did Lilko have to be an idiot and quit on us? Asiatic kicks the ground hard, causing a speck of dirt and bits of grass to fly up in the air. For the first time, Asiatic takes a good look at his teammates, who are all stunned and even a bit scared by his very public meltdown. I'm going to cool down. Asiatic rolls towards the bleachers, hopping up on the set of stairs and going through the entryway to be by himself. Should we go after him? No. He needs to cool down, Ori. Trumpet turns to me with a pleading look. Can you please talk to Lilko? Like Asiatic said, this team is nothing without him. Yeah, I can talk to him. Thanks, Clark. Alright guys, let's go and train. Or try to. Orion Pet whispers under his breath. The 3 remaining Lilies roll away from me, grabbing a set of hurdles and standing them up on the track. It's getting late. I should really get home. When I arrive back at my place, I grab a drink of water before strolling into the art studio. As soon as I enter, I immediately notice the blank canvas looking at me. I give it a glare. It infuriates me each second I stare at it. It's time. I need to decide who I should use as a muse. I've met a handful of marbles in the last day or so, all of whom are unique in their own way. I'll be honest, they've all intrigued me more beyond being perfect subjects for my painting. That being said, who should it be? There's Tony, a single parent with the cutest baby around. His attempts to flirt with me were cute, to say the least, but I wonder why he left so abruptly today. I know he said I didn't do anything wrong, but I can't help but feel like I did. Who should I see tomorrow? So it looks like Tony is my number 1 pick. As I'm getting ready for bed, I pull out my phone and navigate through my contact list, looking for Tony's name. Suddenly, the screen changes from my contacts to the incoming call screen. It's Tony, the candy man. I accept the call. Hey Clark, I hope I'm not bothering you? No, you're good. Actually, you have excellent timing. I was just thinking of you. Really? Yeah, I wanted to see if you were free to hang out sometime. Rather than being given an answer, I met with silence. Prolonged silence at that. Is he okay? Tony? You still there? I checked the screen to make sure that I didn't accidentally hang up the call. I did not. Yeah, I'm here. It's funny, I was actually going to call you and ask you that. What a coincidence. When are you free next? Friday, though I should check my email to see if that changed recently. I can hear him put his phone down and start furiously typing on a keyboard. You got a busy life, don't you? Yeah, my position is full-time and my schedule fluctuates every now and again, depending on what's going on in the company. His voice is a bit distant now as he's checking his emails. Though, depending on what company you're working for, they won't be afraid to ask you to work extra hours, especially when there's a big project in development. Even on my days off, during Athena's nap time, when I think I'm about to get a few hours to myself, I get emails from work asking if I could fix a bug or two. Seriously? I swear. Some higher-ups really just don't care about their employees' well-being, do they? It's always work, work, work. You don't tell them it's your day off? I should, but I don't. Why? You're entitled to a couple of days away from work, just like everyone else is. Oh, trust me, I know. It's just, well, I get paid pretty well, and I like to think it's because of how much I sacrifice for this company, which is usually in sleep. His attempt at a lighthearted laugh sounds forced. After a few clicks of his mouse, Tony breathes a sigh of relief. Okay, yep. As far as I know, I'm off on Friday still. Wait, I didn't ask you if that day was good for you, is it? Yeah, Friday's good. Great. We can meet up in the park if that's cool. What time works for you? Park sounds fine. And as for the time, anytime? What would he think of me if I said that? Might be better to turn the question around on him. Might be easier to ask you that. My days are usually pretty open. Well, I need to see what time the sitter would be available, though she's always free on Friday afternoons. Sitter? Is he planning on getting someone to watch Athena while he's away? While I appreciate the sentiment, he really doesn't need to do that. You know, I don't mind if you bring Athena along. Really? Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I be okay with it? She's such a cutie. Tony chuckles, and this time it sounds genuine. Some marbles aren't as cool being around babies, that's all. Does 11:30 a.m. work for you? I hope that's not too early. Like I said, my days are usually pretty open. If 11:30 works for you, then it works for me too. Cool, okay. I'll see you at the park on Friday. Have a good night, Clark. You too. The phone makes a clicking sound indicating the call has ended. Turning off the lights, I get into bed and drift off to sleep. Day 3, a date. Oh my. Okay, marbles have a pet dog. It's Friday, and I'm sitting alone on a bench waiting for Tony. We agreed to meet each other at 11:30, but it's 11:42. Where is he? I hope he's okay. He doesn't seem like the type to ghost someone. Checking my phone, I look at our last few messages to each other. Morning, are you still good for today? Yeah, 11:30, right? Yep. Cool. I'll be on the bench across from the lake. I shouldn't be hard to miss, I hope. Okay. And yeah, you're hard to miss. But in a good way. That was the last message he sent to me, and that was at 10:03. Since then, it's been quiet. I type a message quickly. Hey, is everything okay? And hit send. Putting down my phone, I look around the park. Middle-aged marbles are strolling down the path, enjoying the cool spring breeze. There are even a couple of kids. They look like they're middle schoolers, hanging out underneath a cherry blossom tree and talking without a care in the world. I hear the sound of chirping. My eyes move over to the source, and I see an old lady sitting on a bench feeding breadcrumbs to the birds. This park is so full of life. It's beautiful, honestly. Beautiful enough for a painting. Reaching for my phone, I turn on the camera and adjust the angle to capture everything I see. But is this picture good enough to be put on a canvas? What would others think when they see something like this? Would they think it's beautiful? Or would they laugh at me for thinking that this should forever be captured in a painting? Lowering my phone, I close the camera app and sigh. No, it's not good enough. Man, somebody's got a big case of imposter syndrome. How do other artists do it? How are they able to keep creating beautiful, mesmerizing art? What do they have that I don't? Hey, Clark! Tony's exasperated voice brings me back to reality. He's speed-rolling up to me while pushing Athena in a stroller. When he reaches me, he parks the stroller and leans against the bench, drenched in sweat and completely out of breath. Did he run a marathon on his way over here? Oh my god, I am so sorry for the wait. Athena woke up cranky this morning and she did not want to eat her breakfast. So I spent like 30 minutes trying to convince her that the 4 ounces of pureed banana were the most delicious thing on the planet. She only spit it up like twice, so it's not her least favorite. That would go to the peach puree. Dada! He composes himself before turning to his daughter, looking like a completely new marble. Yes, honey? His voice is calm, cool, and collected. Although there's still some beads of sweat pooling down his body, the shine coming off his body is almost blinding as he speaks to his daughter. She looks at me, and then at my hat. She tries reaching for it, but is restricted by the stroller's belt. Blah! No, Athena, that's Clark's hat. You can't have it. She pouts. Tony quickly tickles her stomach, and the gleam to her body returns. She starts giggling like a maniac. Don't worry, sweetie. Maybe you'll get a cool-looking beret for your birthday. She perks up. Baba! He's so sweet and gentle with his kid. Seeing him interact with Athena fills my heart with joy. Once the two are done, Tony looks at me with an apologetic expression on his face. Again, sorry for the wait. I really tried getting here. I shake my head. Tony, it's okay. Don't sweat it, all right? Tony relaxes. Yeah, okay. Plus, I don't mind waiting in the park. It's relaxing here. Now, if I was in the middle of a busy restaurant, for example, I don't know if I would be as forgiving. You can only eat so much free bread until you lose your patience. Unless the restaurant is Marble Garden. I love their breadsticks. Yeah, good thing we didn't make plans to go to one, huh? Speaking of food, are you hungry? I did have a small breakfast this morning. A snack wouldn't hurt. I think I have some room in my stomach for something small. What are you thinking of getting? Tony nudges his body over to the ice cream cart that's off in the distance. From here, I can see a few marbles already lined up to get a delicious treat. In the mood for ice cream? At this time, you really do have a sweet tooth. It's almost noon. Plus, ice cream is amazing. I think the lactose intolerant would like to have a word with you about that. Yet that doesn't stop some of them from having ice cream or pizza with extra cheese. True, I've known some pretty stubborn marbles who were lactose intolerant. They would say the price they had to pay to eat delicious food was worth it. So, you up for it? Sure. What flavor do you like? Call me boring, but I love vanilla. Every other flavor's good, but vanilla? Man, nothing else quite hits quite like it. Clark-san! Hi! Nani ga hoshii? Vanilla flavor yorimo anata? Vanilla is actually a really good flavor. You can pair it with so many different things because its taste doesn't get in the way of other flavors. Really now? See, my friend Lilko would always tease me about my love for vanilla. What's his favorite flavor? Peanut butter fudge? Huh. For a second, the sweets expert thinks deeply about this. Never knew ice cream could be so thought-provoking. That's not a bad flavor either. Though that's because it's packed with so much. You don't really want to pair it with other toppings because then it's overkill. Yeah, now that I think about it, whenever we went out for ice cream, he never really got toppings, and if he did, it was only ever whipped cream. What about you? What's your favorite ice cream flavor? Cookie dough? It's so good. Let me guess, were you the type to lick the spoon whenever your parents were making cake or cookies? Of course, who can resist having some uncooked cake batter or cookie dough? Any marble who didn't want to take the chance of getting salmonella? Are you telling me you've never had the luxury of eating raw cake batter or cookie dough? Tony stares at me, judging me as if I'd committed a crime against marble kind. Well, we need to change that because cake batter is a must for every marble out there. But first... Tony glances at the ice cream stand and then looks back at me with a gleam on his body. Seems like he's forgiven me for my grave error in life. At least, for now. I'm going to get in line before it gets too long and they end up running out of your favorite flavor. Tony grabs the stroller and starts to roll off with it. Should I offer to watch Athena? As much as Tony loves her, he did have a hectic morning and every parent deserves a break. I think he would appreciate a bit of alone time where he can breathe and not have to worry about her, even if it's just for a few minutes. Then again, I don't know the first thing about children. What happens if she starts crying? What do I do if that happens? Play peekaboo or hold her until she stops? Pray to a higher being asking for her to stop? Run away? No, that last one is a stupid idea, Clark. Running away from your problems isn't healthy. You're doing that right now, Clark. All right, enough dilly-dallying. What should I do? Okay, so 1 to 3, we're going to offer to watch Athena, and 4 to 6, don't say anything, let Tony take care of her. Whoop. Where'd it go? There we go. All right, we rolled a 3, so we are going to watch Athena. It'll only be for a few minutes. What's the worst that can happen? Famous last words. Tony, I can watch Athena if you'd like. Really? Yeah. Thank you, Clark. I'll be back in a jiffy. Tony rolls off, leaving me with his baby. So, how are you? Might as well work on her vocabulary. What? Blah, huh? Does that mean good or bad? Pfft. As she utters whatever she's saying, a bit of spit comes out of her mouth. Okay, at least it was just spit. Does Tony have any napkins or maybe a handkerchief somewhere in the stroller? Looking underneath in the little net basket, there's a black bag. Maybe it could be in there. I grab it and open it. To no one's surprise, there's a bunch of baby stuff in it. Toys, napkins, a bottle of water. There's even a little wool hat in here for Athena. It's pink and has bear ears on it. Cute, but it's not a beret. Taking out one of the napkins, I wipe away the spit off of Athena. There you go, much better. Clark? Somebody from behind calls out my name. I know that voice. It's a voice I've heard since childhood. Turning around to the source of that familiar voice, I see Lilko standing there looking at me and Athena. Oh, hey Lilko. Crumpling up the napkin, I toss it toward the nearby trash can, but it falls short of making it in. Before I can grab the dirty napkin and properly dispose of it, Lilko picks it up and drops it into the trash can. You really need to work on your free throws, Clark. Good thing I'm not a basketball player, huh? Yeah. His attention drifts back over to Athena. Anyway, when did you become a babysitter? A few seconds ago, actually. Thought it was going to go south real quick when her father left to go get us ice cream. But thankfully, this little girl here is an angel. Isn't that right? I rub the top of her head gently and she coos softly. Ah, so you're actually out here with someone? Yeah, I met him the other day. We decided to come out here to spend some time together. Ooh, is Clark on a date? My face gets hot. A date? Don't be absurd, Lilko. I only met this guy a few days ago. There's no way we'd already be out on a date. You'd be surprised at how fast some marbles move these days. There are even reality TV shows where some get married at first sight. Really? How could someone make such a big commitment like that? Geez, some marbles are dumb. Lilko shrugs. It makes for good entertainment. Plus, there have been a few couples from those shows that do end up staying together. I gotta admire the guy. He's not willing to let the chance of spending time with such an amazing marble slip past him. Unlike some marbles who are too afraid to say something. What was that? Nothing. Lilko gives me a friendly pat on the back. Anyway, enjoy your little date, Clark. Be sure to tell me how it goes, okay? It's not a date, Lilko. How many times do I have to tell you that? Sure it's not, Clark. Anyway, have fun. Lilko waves goodbye and rolls away, his figure getting smaller and smaller as he travels further into the park. Eventually, he disappears completely. Jeez. Looking down at the ground, my face is still red hot, and I have no idea why. Am I actually on a date with Tony, or am I just hanging out with him like I thought I was? Athena, am I on a date with your father? Athena tilts her head. Yeah, probably shouldn't be asking a baby that, huh? Hey, Clark! Tony rolls up with 2 ice creams in hand, 1 vanilla and 1 cookie dough. Here's your ice cream. Wait, why do you look so flustered? He looks at Athena and then back at me. Did something happen with Athena? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh no, Athena was fine. She was an absolute angel, actually. Tony breathes a sigh of relief. Ah, that's good. But that still doesn't answer my earlier question. What's going on? I take the ice cream from him and he sits down next to me. I bumped into my friend, the one I mentioned earlier. Oh, really? I missed him? I was only gone for a few minutes too. Right? I've always thought it was crazy that so much can happen in such a short amount of time. It was like a blink and you miss it kind of moment. Anyway, he and I were talking and I mentioned how I was out here with you. Yeah? And what did he say? He said that we were on a date. What? I tried to tell him we weren't since we only met the other day in the candy shop, but he kept teasing me. That's what a best friend does, though. But I wanted to ask you, are we on a date? No, we're just hanging out. Though I do think you're great. I mean, you did recommend that I get that green apple gummy, which was fantastic, by the way. So if you ever wanted to go on a date, I'd be down for it. Oh. Tony's cheeks turn bright pink. Of course, if you only ever want to keep hanging out as friends, that's cool too. I don't mind either way. Thanks, Tony. I'm not sure if I would even be that great on a date if I had to be honest. The last time I went out on a date was in freshman year of college. Really? Why's that? I know we haven't known each other for long, but as I said, you seem like a nice marble. Is romance just not something you're interested in? I shrugged, taking a few licks of my ice cream. Oh no, I'm not aromantic. I want to be in a relationship, but I'm not actively seeking it out. I just got other things on my mind, like my career. Though my career as an artist is going nowhere at the moment. Aromantic? Someone who feels little to no romantic attraction. Oh, I see. You know, I've learned a lot from you in the past few days. I really appreciate it. No problem. My parents always said that it's important to learn something new every day. So if you're looking to learn, I have plenty of knowledge to share. That you do. Well, getting back on topic. If it helps, I think you'd be way better at dating than me. I'm an absolute nervous wreck on dates. You? A nervous wreck? Oh yeah, ever since... Tony falls silent. He stares out into space, his absent-minded gaze being cast towards others in the park. As the seconds tick on, his ice cream starts to trickle down the waffle cone. Tony? Well, I got back into the dating scene about 2 months ago, and it's weird. I mean, my last relationship lasted over 6 years. Whoa, 6 years? How old are you? 29, turning 30 in the fall. So he's only 5 years older than me. Huh. I expected him to be a lot older, to be honest. And even though I'm young, I feel completely out of my element. Plus, having a kid makes things more difficult. Some marbles don't want to date a single dad, and I totally get that. Tony sighs. I just wish dating was easier, that's all. Well, I'm sure it'll get easier with time, Tony. You're a nice guy. Anyone would be lucky to be with you. Tony blushes slightly and gleams. Aw, thanks. Anyway, enough about me. Earlier you mentioned you wanted to focus on your career. You're an artist, right? How is that going? Oh boy, I was hoping he wasn't going to ask about that. Could be going a lot better if I had to be perfectly honest with you. Why? What's going on? Nothing. That's the issue. I haven't been able to paint anything. Oh, so an artist's block. I nod. You know, I get mental blocks all the time when I code. Like when something isn't working and I can't figure out why. You know what I do? What? I talk to the rubber duck that's on my desk. Ah, the rubber ducky method. I actually taught that to people at work as a way of getting feedback on your writing. What? Excuse me? It's called rubber duck debugging. I promise you, it's an actual thing that a lot of programmers do. It's a technique where you explain the situation out loud to someone or something that doesn't know anything about your code, and it should help you understand why your code isn't working. Pretend I'm a rubber duck. I'm good, thanks. Okay, then just tell me why you can't create art. I think back to earlier when I tried to snap a picture of everyone in the park. Just seconds before I pulled my phone out, it seemed like a beautiful subject for a painting. But right as I was about to capture the image, something in my head gave me second thoughts. Nothing I create is ever good enough. I see. Question. You have ideas, right? I nod. What you're going through is not an artist's block. That would be when you can't come up with anything. I think you're doubting yourself, Clark. Oh. I am? I'm not creative like you are, so I wouldn't really know, but as your pseudo-rubber duck, that's my opinion on the matter. So just think about it, okay? I nod. The two of us continue chatting while eating our ice cream. Eventually, we finish, and when I look at the time, it's 1:03 p.m. Alright, I need to get going. Athena's nap time is soon, and she gets really cranky if she doesn't get her beauty rest. Well, she is a cutie, so I totally understand. Thank you for the ice cream, Tony. It was delicious, even though we had it pretty early in the day. Like I said, you can have ice cream at any point in the day. It's just that good of a treat. Consider me enlightened. The two of us share a laugh. Have a good rest of your day, Clark. You too, Tony. I look down at Athena. And you have a wonderful nap, okay, Athena? Well, she says thank you. The two of us say goodbye and head off on our own separate paths home. When I get back to my apartment, I head straight to my art studio, and Tony's words ring in my head. What you're going through is not an artist's block. That would be when you can't come up with anything. I think you're doubting yourself, Clark. I'm doubting myself, huh? I honestly never thought about it like that. I mean, it would make sense. I thought getting a muse would solve everything, but even if I did, I think I would still believe the painting wouldn't be good enough to show the world. Glancing up the wall, I stare longingly at the canvas of the sunset that I made back in college. The very first assignment. The memory of when I went to confront my professor about my failing grade flashes in my mind, and I hate that I remember it so well. I grab my phone and fire up a text to Tony. Hey Tony, I was wondering, when are you off next? I want to show you some sketches I have in my old sketchbook. I was told I'm a bad artist, but maybe getting someone else's opinion on the matter would help. My next day off is Sunday. Do you want to come over and show me your art? Yeah, that would be perfect. I want to create art again. I loved doing it, and I want to get that joy I once felt back. Does 4 work? It's perfect. If I know someone likes my art, then I can create again. At least, I think I can. All right. Oh, I should ask, are you allergic to dogs? Aw, does Tony have a dog? That's cute. Nope. What kind of dog do you have? I have a 3-year-old pug. He's a cutie, but he can be a bit much at times. When you come over, expect all eyes to be on you. Haha, okay. Great, I'll see you then, smiley. Putting away my phone, I sigh and look at the empty canvas longingly. I hope Tony will clear off all the self-doubt I have. If not, then I don't know what I am going to do. Day 4, house visit. Excuse me. Looking down at my phone's GPS and then back up at the apartment building in front of me, I confirm that I'm in the right spot. Well, looks like this is the place. Tony's apartment complex is small, but the outside looks like it was just recently renovated. A brand new paint job to give the place a new lease on life, fencing, and a sparkly sign that shines under the afternoon sun that reads Horizon Gardens LLC. Climbing up the white staircase, I make my way to apartment 11. When I get to the green door adorned with golden lettering that displays the apartment number, I knock lightly. Coming! Tony replies, his voice slightly muffled by the door. I hear Tony rolling towards the door, but that's not all I hear. There's something else. It sounds like tiny footsteps? What could be the source of that? Both sounds are distant at first, but get louder as they get closer to the door. Eventually, the sounds stop and the door opens, revealing Tony and a chubby-looking pug whose doughy eyes light up as soon as he sees me. Woof! The dog is shaking with anticipation. From the look in his eyes, I bet he's trying to tell me, "Pet me, please, please!" I oblige, petting the dog gently on his head. He nuzzles up against my touch. Aw, he likes you. Then again, he likes everyone. Wow, geez, thanks for making me feel special, Tony. What's the little guy's name? Scott. Hi, Scott. Ruff! He barks happily. Tony looks down at the old sketchbook I'm holding. Wowie, that's a big sketchbook you got there. How many drawings do you suppose you have in there? I shrug. I filled it out, but I don't actually remember what's in it. I haven't touched this thing since, high school, and that's when I filled it out. I bet there's some great stuff in there. Doubt it. So, you want to come in? Tony holds the door open as he moves out of the way. Oh, right, sorry, your cute dog distracted me. I stop petting Scott, much to his disappointment, sorry buddy, and head inside Tony's apartment. When I roll into his apartment, I'm taken aback by how nice it looks. There are a ton of toys on the ground, and in the corner is an expensive-looking computer. Man, he must be making bank at his job. I whistle. Nice place you got here. Thanks, I actually had to move 7 months ago. Couldn't afford the old place anymore. If he can afford a place like this, that makes me wonder how much his old apartment was. Placing my sketchbook on the coffee table, I take a seat on the couch and sink into it. It's so comfy. Even your furniture is nice. Thank you. Looking down at the pile of baby toys near the window, there's Afina. She's playing with building blocks. Afina! She turns around and looks at me. Blurf? Yeah, that's me. Afina, say hi. She turns around and starts playing with the blocks again. Ouch. Aw, don't take offense to it, Clark. She really likes those things. Plus, remember, she drew that picture of you, so we know she likes you. Just not as much as those building blocks. Well, it's hard to compete with any of her toys, especially the colorful piano that plays cute tunes and lights up. Anyway, let's check out some of your work. Tony sits down next to me and opens up my sketchbook. You said you filled this out in high school? Yeah. As Tony carefully looks at each page and turns it to the next one, my anxiety grows. What is he thinking? He's probably thinking this is bad, right? Where's your most recent work, if you don't mind me asking? I don't really have anything recent that I've completed. Why's that? I always end up scrapping it. A lot of the time, I only get so far as the sketch before that happens. Because of the artist's block? I nod. How long have you been dealing with that? Well, I've always struggled making art since I finished college. That was about 3 years ago now. But it was never bad to the point where I couldn't create anything. What did you do before to help you get over it? I looked at books and pieces from famous artists to see what they did to get... My voice trails off as I try to find the word I'm looking for. Inspiration isn't the word I'm looking for now, is it? There's a difference between looking at pieces for inspiration and looking at them because you feel like you need to analyze what made their pieces so good and figure out what I'm lacking in mine. An old professor of mine told me that I needed to be more like them. So whenever I felt lost or frustrated at myself, I studied their work and looked at what they did, let it be subject matter or style. Not that studying art is a bad thing. Everyone does it. It's how you improve. Though if you looked at my most recent works, you'd probably think it's a carbon copy of another artist. I look down at the sketchbook that Tony is holding. Right now, he's looking at a sketch of the park in winter. The bare trees, the frozen lake, the marbles that were covered up in 3 layers of warm clothing so they could fight off the cold. Putting all of that together, I thought it made for a pretty piece, so I sketched it and added a little bit of color to it. But looking back at this sketch now, I once felt proud of it, but now I don't feel anything. I mean, it's not as good as, let's say, Claude Monet's The Magpie. I don't know why, but it just isn't. Tony nods, taking everything I said in. What's the diagnosis, Doc? Well, I'm no expert, Clark, but I think... A loud ping comes from Tony's phone. Life is impeccable timing, doesn't it? Oh, crap, I only have that sound tied to a few marbles. Tony pulls out his phone and looks at his notifications. He groans. What's going on? It's work. Basically, my colleagues and I were working on a website for a client. Everything's been going well, at least I thought it was. We showed the website to the client a couple days ago, and he seemed to like what he saw. But now he wants to change everything about it. My boss wants me and everyone else who were on the project to get on a conference call to talk with the client about what to do next. What? But it's your day off! I know Tony said that he's used to working on his days off, but this is just ridiculous. Why should he work because his stupid client wanted to change everything at the last second? Yeah, it's fun getting asked to work on your day off. Normally I would say yes, but since you're here, I'm just going to tell him I'm busy. Tony quickly types up his response and sends it. Tony, if I weren't here, were you going to hop onto that conference call, even though it's your day off? Unfortunately, it's just like I told you the other day. I can't say no. I see. What? Is something wrong, Clark? I don't get it. Maybe it's because I'm a bit younger than him. Maybe it's because I don't have children, so I don't have to worry about how my choices will impact someone else. But Tony has the power to say no. He's almost 30. He's a grown marble. Plus, he's working a full-time job and taking care of a kid. He deserves a break. If he doesn't, he'll get exhausted, and who knows what will happen to him down the line health-wise. I don't get it, Tony. Why can't you say no? Tony sighs. Putting down his phone onto the coffee table, he looks at Athena, a dim gleam appearing on his light blue glass body. Because I have a family I need to provide for, Clark. I'll do anything to make sure Athena gets a good life. But you're hurting yourself in the process, Tony. You're tired. You even told me the other day that you're sacrificing sleep for this job. That's not healthy. What happens if you just collapse one day? What then? I don't have any other option, Clark. It's just me. I have no one else to rely on to help take care of Athena. It didn't used to be like that, but hey, life happens. It didn't used to be like that. Looking back on it, when I was given Athena's drawing and she accidentally called me Mom, Tony was really awkward about the situation. He also mentioned that he just got back into the dating scene. Did he and Athena's mom go through a rough breakup? Or something worse? Should I ask Tony about it? Or leave it be? Maybe being able to talk about it might help him, since I know how hard it is to keep everything bottled up. I can only imagine how difficult it is to keep yourself together while taking care of your child on top of working a full-time job. So if I can help in any way, I want to. Then again, I don't know how fresh that wound is, and asking might do more harm than good. Alright, so we're going to roll again. 1 to 3 is going to be asking Tony what happened to Athena's mom, and 4 to 6 is going to be don't ask. Alright, we rolled a 6, so we're not going to broach the subject of what happened to Athena's mom. No, it's better not to ask. Bringing her up would just reopen a wound, and I don't want to make Tony feel awful. Plus, I don't even really know Tony well enough to be asking him such a personal question. I should move back to the topic at hand. As great of a job Tony is doing as a single parent, if he doesn't start taking time for himself so he can rest, that's going to hurt him and Athena. And I would hate to see that happen. If it helps, I think you're doing a great job, Tony. I look over at Athena, who looks as cute as a button. Athena looks happy and healthy. There are kids out there with 2 parents who are absolutely miserable. So the fact that you can take care of her all by yourself is remarkable. All I ask is that you consider your well-being too. You're all you have. You need her, and she needs you. If you get sick or your health deteriorates, what does that mean for Athena? Tony looks at Athena, imagining what that kind of future might look like for her. He grimaces. I understand what you mean, Clark, and I don't want Athena to get hurt. She's my everything, you know? She's my world. And I never want to be the one to cause her pain. He sighs heavily. I'll talk to my boss about it. I'll have to schedule a meeting with him, so hopefully he has a spot available in his schedule. I'm not sure how it'll go, but hopefully everything turns out okay. I'm sure it will. A slight gleam returns to Tony's body. Anyway, let's get back to your art, Clark. That's what you came here for, after all. Both Tony and Athena look at my drawings. So, what I was saying earlier before I got sidetracked? I asked you for your diagnosis and you replied with, well, I'm no expert, Clark, but I think... Oh, right. Well, going through your sketchbook, Athena leans forward, desperately wanting to touch the sketchbook. Athena, hey, don't touch that, sweetie. She can look through it, I don't mind. Tony puts Athena on the floor. Standing up in front of the coffee table, Tony slowly goes through the sketchbook, making sure Athena can see what's on every page before moving on to the next. Her eyes are filled with wonder as she and Tony go through the sketchbook together. She makes excited baby noises here and there, words that I can't decipher. Buff! She excitedly taps on the sketch of a robin sitting in its nest. You like this one? But she said yes. Athena grabs the corner of the page, urging Tony to keep going through it. When she finds something she likes, she starts talking in that same excited baby gibberish she did earlier with the robin. Eventually, the two get to the end of my sketchbook. So, what did you think, Athena? Good! Good! She thought everything in there was good. She and I are on the same page then. Really? Yeah. What you have in here, even though it's from forever ago, is fantastic. My vision becomes blurry with tears in this declaration, and I can feel my cheeks heat up. I probably look like a complete idiot right now. I quickly wipe away the incoming tears before they even have a chance to escape, and look at Tony in disbelief. Are you serious? I'm many things, Clark. A candy lover, a dad, an awful flirt. But there's one thing I'm not, and that's a liar. Though I think my opinion would mean more if any of this was recent, but you said you didn't have any, right? Yeah, like I said, I haven't completed anything since leaving college. What about during college? If you still have your login information and the assignment was digital, you can try and access it. All my assignments had to be handed in person, so that's a no-go. Dang it. Though I think I remember the dean taking pictures with the art students one year for the school's social media pages. I remember her taking one with me in a piece I did. Well, try finding it. Turning on my phone, I look through my college's Margram page. There's so many pictures of events and basketball games, all of which I never went to. Every time something was going on, I had an art assignment due that required my full attention. After what feels like an eternity of searching through promotional posts for old events that came and went, I finally find the post of the art department from my year. I'm holding up an oil painting of a ship lost out at sea. It's a bit reminiscent of Rembrandt van Rijn's The Storm on the Sea, but it's much darker in both tone and in lighting. God, seeing this old painting, I can only notice its flaws. The strokes were messy. The paint itself looks heavy, as if I'd painted on multiple coats. You can tell it was made by an amateur. Why did the dean pose with me when I produced such a lackluster painting? Find it yet? Or are you going down memory lane? Tony's voice brings me back to focus. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I found it. Though I can't say looking back on this conjures up any positive feelings. I turned my phone towards Tony. Oh, wow, even back then you were wearing your signature beret. Tony. Right, sorry. Tony leans in to get a better look at the picture. Wowie zowie! Wowie zowie? Not the kind of response I was expecting. How old were you when you painted this? 20, I think. I was in my junior year. It's not bad, like, at all. This might sound weird, but I like that it's invoking this sinking despair feeling within me. It's like you're teleporting me into the piece itself. Thanks. You don't sound too thrilled. I mean, it's not the best. If you look closely, you'll see its flaws. It's not as good as the painting I took inspiration from. What was the painting you used as a reference? Rembrandt van Rijn's The Storm on the Sea. Tony pulls out his phone and quickly types in the name. Oh yeah, I can see the similarities. Though your painting has a lone sailor on it, and it's taking place at night. So there was something in your head that pulled you in a different direction. What was your thought process behind making this? I don't know. It was late at night, and I just painted how I was feeling. Then, boom, the painting was born. Tony's silent. It's not good, like I said. Even though I passed the assignment, I got a ton of negative critiques from my professor, like that it's messy and there's no meaning behind it. Well, I don't think it is. In fact, I think it perfectly captures how you were feeling at that moment. I mean, not all art has to be pretty, right? If artists just painted pretty or happy paintings all the time, we would only have one perspective of the world. And sometimes the world is harsh, lonely, cruel. And I think your painting captures that even if there are some flaws. There's beauty in your work, Clark. I can't point out where your drawings and paintings excel at technically, but I can tell you how it makes me feel. And personally, I think that's what matters most with art. Though I could be wrong. I'm not some snobby art critic who goes on and on about the subject in papers. I see. It's nice to hear an outsider's perspective on things. Art is supposed to make you feel things. Sometimes it doesn't have to be beautiful to be good, right? You mentioned a professor earlier, yeah? What exactly happened with him? We were tasked with painting a landscape, and I handed in a watercolor portrait of a sunset. And, well, to say he hated it would be putting it lightly. The way I see it is that you didn't take the assignment seriously at all. It looks like a complete joke. Excuse me? What do you mean by that? Look at it. He grabbed my painting from off a nearby rack and pointed at it. Where's the depth? What about these brushstrokes? They look messy. They have no purpose. Sir, with all due respect. He slammed on his desk, cutting me off without a second thought. He didn't care what I had to think. In his eyes, the only opinion that mattered was his. Every artist's brushstroke has a purpose. Van Gogh's was bold and dramatic, which helped express the emotion in the piece. The late great Edouard Manet's brushstrokes were loose and quick, yet they blended very well to make a beautiful painting that looked almost realistic. But this, it's an insult to art. My heart sank. Was my work an insult to what I loved? How? Your brushstrokes are sloppy. It was like you placed them wherever you liked and hoped I was too stupid to even notice. I looked at that painting he held. What was he seeing that I wasn't? Or was I just so used to my art that I became blind to my flaws? The greats, like Edouard Manet, wouldn't even think of putting out something like this. I looked at him like I had seen a ghost. Am I wrong? No. My voice was shaky. I was on the verge of tears. But rather than realize that he was hurting me and apologize, he was hard-pressed on making sure that the painting came out the way he wanted it to. It was like he didn't care if he made me upset. Then why aren't you doing what they're doing? Look more at their works and emulate them instead of doing this. There's a tinge of venom to this. Like my art was a piece of trash he wanted to quickly throw into the bin. So, yeah, that's what happened with my professor. Tony is stunned into silence. As he processes what I had just told him, his blank expression turns into one of fury. Wow, your professor can kiss my... Tony pauses. He looks at Athena. His body loosens up a bit. Then he looks at me, looking less like he wants to fight someone, and more like he wants to write them a strongly worded letter. Your professor can kiss my butt. What kind of teacher tells their student to be more like someone else? That's grade A butt face right there. Good save there, Tony. Honestly, I don't know how he got his job as a professor if he's just going to tear his students down like that, instead of helping them actually improve. I hope Athena doesn't have a teacher like that when she gets enrolled in school. Anyway, listen, your professor doesn't know what he's talking about, okay? You don't need to be like Ed something or whoever. Just be you, Clark. Do what you love. Make art how you want to. Embrace yourself. Grabbing my sketchbook, I open it back up once more and look through it. Embrace myself, huh? After years of mimicking others, will I be able to find the confidence to be me again? Or will I just be too scared to go back to the way things used to be? The greats like Edouard Manet wouldn't even think of putting out something like this. My grip on the sketchbook tightens, slightly crinkling the thick paper. Clark? Tony's voice brings me back to the present. Sorry, I'm just thinking. It all comes down to me. I need to find the confidence within me again. The same confidence that I had before college. The undying conviction where I could draw and paint anything I wanted without doubt clouding my mind. Give me a second. Tony gets up and rolls into the kitchen. A few seconds later, he comes back with a small bowl of candy and a giant gummy bear still in its package. Woof! Seeing candy, Scott runs up to Tony, hoping to get some, even though it's not good for him to eat. No, Scott, these aren't for you. You can't have any of this. I'm sorry. Scott whimpers. If you act like a good boy, I'll make sure you'll get a doggy dessert for dinner, okay? Scott perks up. Woof! Now, go play with Athena, okay? Scott runs off to the corner of the room where Athena is playing with toy trucks. Sitting back down on the couch, the marble with an undeniable sweet tooth puts the small bowl on the coffee table and begins taking the gummy bear out of its packaging. Feel free to take some. Oh, thanks, Tony, but I'm not in the mood for candy right now. No worries. Feel free to take some candy home if you want. I have plenty of candy here that'll last me a while. Just how much candy do you have? A lot, but it's not like it's the only thing I eat, I swear. I balance all the sugar out with an extremely healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I also just had my physical with my doctor. Got a clean bill of health. He says that as he takes a bite out of an enormous gummy bear. I can't help but laugh. The two of us talk for a little bit longer, and I can feel the nerves and panic I felt earlier disappear, though not completely. Turning on my phone, I look at the time, 3:21. Getting up off the couch, I stretch a bit. I should get going. It was nice to hang out with you, Tony. Same. It was good to relax for a bit. Didn't they say that they were going to meet with him at 4, though? I grab my sketchbook and Tony picks up Athena. We roll over to the door. We should definitely do this again sometime. Oh yeah, for sure. It's always nice to have someone to talk to. I open the door, welcoming in the light from the afternoon sun and the cool breeze of the outdoors. Have a good rest of your day, Tony. You too, Clark. Bye-bye. Bye, Athena. I tickle her and she giggles a bit. Waving goodbye to them both, I leave Tony's apartment, gently shutting the door behind me and making my way back to my place. When I arrive home, I immediately head into my art studio. I stare at the empty canvas that's been sitting on that easel for who knows how long, and brace myself. Sitting down on a stool placed in front of the canvas, I open up my sketchbook and look at my old pieces of work. Anytime I sketched in this thing, I was filled with such vigor, an immense fiery passion that couldn't be put out. At least, I thought it couldn't. I want to be me. But is being me good enough? Is what I used to do actually good enough? Closing my sketchbook, I place it on the wooden flooring of the studio. Just try it, Clark. Create something that you want. But what? Thinking back to the last couple of days, there's only been one marble that has stood out to me. The one marble that I found something in that I could put on a canvas. Getting a pencil, I start sketching. His hard work, his dedication, and his love for his kid. It was beautiful. His story deserves to be told somehow, and I want to be the one to tell it through my art. Day 5, a change. Huh? What the? When I wake up, I'm on the floor of my art studio, which, surprisingly, isn't the first time this has happened. Though if my parents or Lilko were here to see me but like this, I wouldn't hear the end of it. Stretching, I accidentally move around some crumpled up papers, which also isn't new for me. But what is new, and definitely a shock for me, is what I see on my easel. A canvas with something on it. I jump up and roll over to it at breakneck speed. Is this reality, or is this just fantasy? Turns out, it's the former. I mean, I don't have a lot on it. Just a dozen messy lightweight lines that look like it can be something. But hey, it's not nothing. I touch the canvas, slowly tracing the lines that I drew. I did this? At first, I thought that maybe I drew this while I was sleeping, and if so, I should definitely do it more, but memories of last night come flooding back. My inspiration rushes to the forefront of my mind, breaking through the dam that is my brief lapse in memory. Tony and Athena. Thin lines that I think are supposed to represent trees, and a box with a tiny circle in it. Is that Athena? Gods, this is why you don't draw late into the night. You wake up and wonder what in the seven hells your sleep-deprived mind was trying to draw. But I know for sure that the large circle is Tony. I mean, it's something, which is good. I haven't had something in a long time, but it needs a lot of work. But again, it's something. That's all that matters right now. Oh, I almost forgot. Speaking of Tony, I wonder if he talked to his boss at all yet. It's been less than 24 hours for any real change to happen, but maybe he made an attempt to set up a meeting at least. Only one way to find out. Looking around the messy studio floor for my phone, I spotted underneath a couple pieces of paper. Gods, I really need to clean this place up soon. Rushing to my room, I managed to plug it in before it dies. Silently congratulating myself on such a victory, I tap on Tony's contact and draft up a message. Hey Tony, hope you're doing okay. I was wondering if you had a chance to speak with your boss yet. I check the time. It's 10:24. He's most likely busy with work, or with Athena, or heck, maybe both. I shouldn't expect a reply anytime soon. Well, I don't want to exactly sit here and wait for him to respond. I should go out somewhere, but where? My stomach growls like a ferocious tiger in the wild. I have some stuff in the fridge, but I'm not really in the mood to make a quick salad or sandwich. I want something more filling. And I know just the store that has some pretty good pre-made meals. Alright, it's conveni time. After I let my phone charge for a little bit, I grab it and my worn-out-looking wallet and head out into the streets of Liliana. When I roll into 1422, I'm welcomed by the cool air from the AC. I look over to see whether Echo is working, but no dice. It's just some random light purple marble behind the counter. I head over to their freshly made sandwiches and see what they have in stock. Roast beef, turkey, ham and cheese. Which one tickles my fancy today? So many to choose from, and they're all so good and deliciously affordable. Beret! A vaguely familiar deadpan voice calls out to me. Oh, Deadlock, how's it going? Different day, same crap. Man, his life sure seems delightful. I won't bore you with all those details. You like those sandwiches? They're some of the best on the island. Really? Go on over and pick up a roast beef sandwich and Isaac carrot. For only $4, double meat and all, sounds too good to be true. Shouldn't judge a book by its cover. I used to be dubious until I opened my eyes and realized that not all convenient store foods will give you food poisoning. That, or you have an iron stomach. Oh, come on, don't be that way. Not everything in this world is out to get you, you know? I like to be cautious, especially when it comes to my food. Okay, I kind of get where he's coming from. All I know, he may have been poisoned once or twice in his life. And given where he usually spends his time, that isn't out of the realm of possibility. But I'm not the type of marble to lead another astray. Would it kill me to trust someone for once? Look, I promise you it won't kill you. I'll even buy it for you if you want. Are you sure you're up to making such a promise? Who knows? I can croak right after my first bite. Sure am. I even give you permission to sue me if you sustain any physical or emotional damages from a simple roast beef sandwich. That is, if you don't mind waiting a while for the payout. I'm not exactly a super rich artist at the moment. Fine. You got yourself a deal. I grab an egg sandwich and Rockstar holds on to the roast beef he picked up earlier, and we both make our way to the counter to check out. The line goes pretty fast, and soon enough, the two of us are out the door. Are you doing anything today, Beret? Like painting or something? Maybe later. Why? Just wondering. You always seem to be roaming around. Figured if you had so much free time, you could maybe hang out. As friends, I should say. Don't want you getting the wrong idea. Oh, so... Before I can finish my sentence, a loud ping emits from my phone. I take it out and see I got a message from Tony. Sorry, I need to look at this real quick. Take your time. Hey, sorry for not immediately replying. I was in a meeting with my boss. A lot was discussed. Everything go okay? Kind of. It's a lot to explain over text. Can we meet up? I'm free right now. My stomach sinks. What happened? Not wanting to leave him hanging, I shoot him a quick reply. Yeah, let's meet at the park. Good idea. See you there soon. Putting my phone away, I give Deadlock an apologetic look. Hey, listen, Deadlock, something urgent came up and I need to skedaddle. Hey, it's all good. Judging by your expression, it looks serious. Hurry up and get where you need to be. We can hang out another time. Thanks, Deadlock. Ain't nothing worth thanking me over. Time is precious. I'll see you later, Beret. Bye, Deadlock. He rolls over towards downtown. As for me, I head to the park. 15 minutes later. As I sit here taking small bites out of my egg sandwich, which is okay, I've had better, I can't help but take in the scenery around me. Taking one last bite from my sandwich, I look out at the park. The soft sounds of marbles talking, the distant honks of those accursed geese in the lake, and the steady stream of water from the fountain further down the path. Before, I would come here and look out at the world, trying to find a part of it that was memorable enough to capture onto a canvas, and it riddled me with anxiety. I questioned everything. I questioned myself and my art. But now, questions aren't running through my head a mile a minute. My body isn't trembling from anxiety. For once, I feel calm. Clark! I turned my attention to Tony's voice. He's speed rolling towards me with Athena and Scott in tow. Thanks for meeting me out here. Of course! So, tell me what happened. Right, so... Tony looks out towards the park. We talked. It was a very long, uncomfortable talk. His tone is quiet and stiff. I don't like what it implies. Did he get yelled at? Suspended? Or worse? Hey, it's okay. Did something bad happen? Did he yell at you or something? No. It was uncomfortable because I felt weird explaining such personal details to my boss like he's a friend or heck a therapist. In a way, I felt like I was crossing some sort of invisible line, you know? The line that separates work and your personal life. Alright, understandable, but then what did he say? He understood my need for a better work-life balance. Helps that he has his own family. But, he lets out a heavy sigh. I'm being removed from a few big projects by the end of next week, and I won't be put on as many as I was before, which means fewer hours. Yes, I still have some of my benefits, but I'm not going to make as much as I did before. So money is going to be tight until Athena is a little older, and I won't have to keep my eye on her as much. A double-edged sword. It sucks because when Athena gets older, I don't want her to feel ashamed when she sees her dad pinching pennies. I glance at Athena, who, despite being confined in her stroller, finds a way to call Scott over and boop him on the nose. He's not amused by it. You honestly think she'll be embarrassed by that? Yeah? Tony, your daughter loves you. I don't think she'll really care about that when, in exchange, she gets to spend more time with her awesome dad. You think I'm awesome? Yeah, you rank pretty high on my awesome marbles list. For the first time in this conversation, Tony loosens up and chuckles. I will say, being able to spend time with her like this, away from a computer and allowed to really breathe for the first time in ages, it's calming, right? Yeah. So what are you going to do now with your newfound freedom? Well, spend more time with Athena, of course. Aside from that, not too sure. For a moment, I think about what could bring some much-needed excitement into my friend's life. Oh, you could go out on more dates! Tony turns to me a blushing mess. Huh? Dates? Oh, come on, don't look at me like that. You're a catch, Tony. I know I am, but I'm just scared to. I was even lucky I managed to go on a few being a single dad. It's not a super attractive trait for a lot of marbles. I get that, but I'm sure there are some out there who won't judge you for being a single parent. Plus, if they do, I'm sure they'll change their tune once they meet Athena. You think so? I know so. Tony shuffles nervously in his seat. Okay, I guess I can try. Would be a good use of my time, I hope. Whew, and I'll be cheering you on from the side. Thanks, Clark. It's been 6 months since Tony went with his boss. As promised, he's working on fewer projects and spending less time on the computer and more time with his daughter. He's always texting me photos about their small trips around the island, at the lighthouse, at the park, and even at the zoo. Tony's also been on a few dates since then. I would know because he would ask me to watch Athena and when I arrived, he's dressed up in a nice collared shirt and tie. I think he may have found someone judging from how much he talks about the guy, though he hasn't made a move yet. Looks like I'll need to give him another little push towards happiness. As for me, I'm still working on the piece for Tony, but it's not all doom and gloom because I have done some much smaller watercolor paintings in the meantime. They're just of flowers and abstract paintings, since I wanted to try my hand at that. Tony said they were pretty good, but I felt like I could have done better with those pieces. But that's the curse of being creative, right? Always self-doubting yourself even when you're being showered in compliments. while fear and self-doubt still linger at the back of my mind, that's all they're going to do, is sit there and watch as I create, no matter how long it may take me. So it looks like I got a, good but not good enough ending. But definitely hope that I can get a few more endings, maybe even a good one. Alright, thanks for playing. We've got the art gallery, but there's still some things that are left undiscovered. So I think what we'll do is, let's see, I'm going to do a new game, and we'll see what happens this time. I'm just going to auto forward through the dialogue. Okay, so let's see. Last time we went to Candy and Rolls first, but this time let's do the track and field. The track field sounds like a nice start. It'll be good to see Lilko after being holed up in my apartment for a week. Or maybe 2 weeks. I've lost count at this point. Anyway, I can ask him if he's interested in being my muse. That way, I don't have to meet new marbles, and I can finally get over this artist's block of mine. I just have to hope he says yes. Gods, I hope he says yes. I wait at the bus stop and look down at my phone, scrolling through my social media pages, liking and sharing every piece of art that I see. Gotta support my brothers and sisters in the community. As I send a message asking someone to credit an artist properly, the bus pulls right up to the curb. Granted, it was 10 minutes late, but hey, that's what you get for relying on public transportation. Soon enough, I'm at the track field. A couple of youngsters get off the bus with me, rolling their way toward the track. That's when I spot the lilies doing their thing. Okay, so it looks like last time we asked him what was wrong, but this time we're going to ask him to be our muse. So, I have a big favor I need to ask of you. Okay, shoot. I'm facing artist's block, and I need a muse. I was wondering if you wanted to help me. My request comes out at the speed of a truck. Lilko can't help but laugh. Really? Yes, really. I wouldn't ask this of just anyone. You know that. Sorry, Clark, but I can't. Why? I don't think I would make for a good muse. While I'm not as smart as you when it comes to art, I know enough to guarantee you that I wouldn't make a good subject. Excuse me? Wait, where is all of this coming from? Lilko looks away, looking out onto the field, watching his teammates argue about what to do next for training. His voice drops to a whisper. I don't think I'm good enough. What? That's outrageous! Lilko, if you weren't a good marble, you wouldn't be my friend. What's gotten into him? Why is he so down? What is going on with you? You've been acting weird with your teammates, and now you're saying stupid things. I wouldn't consider the truth stupid. I want to slap the daylights out of him. Anyway, the committee for the Marble Palooza is sending out invitations to the event. Oh no. I'm guessing you haven't heard back. Again. Lilko nods. Yep. I'm sure they'll reach you guys soon. They can't ignore the talent that oozes from your team. Yeah, sure. Lilko hops off the seat. Look, I have to get back to the boys and decide what we're going to do next for training. I can't afford to have them argue all day about it. His laugh sounds so forced. I'm sorry, Clark, but you'll have to find someone else. I know you will. But I'll see you later. Lilko goes to join the rest of his team, leaving me to fester in my defeat. What am am I going to do now? With Lilko out of the question, I guess it's time for me to sprout my wings and fly out of my comfort zone. It's time for socialization. I hop on the bus back to the city, but not without giving one last glance at Lilko. He's laughing with his teammates, as if nothing's wrong. Lilko, why aren't you being honest with them? What are you scared of? It's a quiet ride back into town. Taking a quick glance at my phone, I still have some time to kill before the bar opens, so I should check out the most popular candy store on the island, Candy and Rolls. The place is actually pretty well known, so much so that whenever a new product releases, the line goes out the door. I've never heard of taffy being so good it has marbles lining out the door like it's the new Maple phone release. It makes me wonder what's the secret ingredient. Whatever it is, though, their taffy's been good enough to stomp out the rest of the competition, and swiftly, too. Reading this and knowing the type of person that Cotton is a daughter of, I wonder who I'll encounter there. Kids hopped on sugar for sure. Perhaps adults with a sweet tooth? Oh, maybe even someone going through a midlife crisis and having to stuff their face with candy to drown the pain. Well, there's only one way to find out. Okay, so either has candy for brains or is kind of endearing. Which one did we do? I think we did candy for brain. No, we did kind of endearing. Nonetheless, she's kind of right. Candy would be nice to have for later when I go late into the night with my art. Or maybe I could use the candy as an offer for someone to be my muse. Okay, yep, Athena, I agree that Daddy shouldn't eat so many sweets. I agree, Daddy should definitely lay off the candy. Oh, you think so, Clark? I hesitate for a second, but then I nod. I see. Tony looks himself up and down as if there's something physically wrong with him. Good going, Clark. Now you're making someone feel self-conscious. Are you proud of yourself? Not that I think you're fat, it's just that I just think that eating a ton of sugar is bad for you. No, it's fine, you're right. I guess I should eat less candy. Sorry to bother you, Clark. Tony sulks away, empty-handed. Ugh, I shouldn't have said that. I feel bad now. I'll have to make it up to him if I see him again. I take a look around the store to find something for me, taking mental notes of candy that Tony might like. Would he appreciate a box of chocolates with a sticky note saying, "Sorry for acting like a huge jerk"? I continue to look through the store and eventually fill a tiny bag full of little chocolate buttons. I roll up to the counter ready to cash out. So, any plans later? Huh? I'm curious. I'm always working, so I don't get to have too much fun. Maybe your boss should hire more people. I noticed that you're the only one here. My dad doesn't hire anyone he doesn't trust. So her dad owns the place, but again, I don't see him. And where's he? Oh, running a real estate business. I was thinking I could find someone at a bar. Aren't there usually colorful folks there? Which bar? Maybe you'll see some of my friends. I don't think I want to meet her friends. Jaded Rock Pub? No friggin' way. That's where Dreadball is performing. I roll out of the store and pop one of the chocolate buttons into my mouth. Okay, this time I will choose an old-fashioned. I give him my order. You know, despite the dark lyrics accompanying the instrumentals, the song is a total jam. It's a weird combination that just works, and that's in part thanks to the great singer. I turn to the stage to see a black marble, whose body has red stripes, and to top it all off, a white mohawk that makes him stick out like a sore thumb. I take a sip. Oof, it's been a while since I had something this strong. I mean, it tastes great, it's smooth and sweet, but I still have to stifle a cough. Next time, Clark, how about you work your way up to a strong drink like this one? Whiskey? Huh. Taking a quick look at you, you don't look like the type who would normally be drinking that. Are you saying I can't handle my liquor? Maybe. I hate to break it to you, but my intuition is usually right. Well, I'm full of surprises. Let's just say this is my first one tonight. Cute. The bartender hands Deadlock his drink. He mumbles a thank you and takes a giant gulp without much hurry action. There's something fun in there. what is your super secret technique? So, that move you mentioned earlier? My diamond kick? I can teach you that if you want. No, I'm good. I was just curious about your secret technique you mentioned earlier. No. No? A ninja never reveals their secrets. If I were to tell you my most devastating move, and you just so happen to be evil, the world could be doomed. What planet did this marble come from? But what does it... No. Not even a name? Nope. If I told you, it would be the last words you'd ever hear. I back away from the marble. Last words? Are they sure about that? That kick they did earlier, the diamond kick, was just a regular kick. All it has is a fancy name attached to it. Ah, your bus is coming. I can see the headlights from the bus shining off from a distance. I would take you home myself, considering how slow buses can be, but that wouldn't be very hero-like of me, would it? I guess they have a point there. After tonight, I don't think I would want anyone I don't know becoming aware of where I live, even if they're a weird ninja that just saved my life. Alright, so I am going to save here, and I am going to end things off for the evening because my voice is getting tired. So let us take a look at who is streaming tonight, and we will give them a raid. Okay. Alright, we will raid Matsu Quinox. He is reading an actual novel tonight. So I will see you all hopefully on Saturday night. I am not sure what my schedule is going to be like because I am doing an event on Saturday. And I might get back and want to just drop right then and there. So I think it's going to be a up to like my whims if I decide to stream on Saturday night. So anyway, this has been Jewelry Jelly with Pipkin and George Washing Machine. And until we meet again, may all of your tea times be perfect.